Hey everybody, it's George Wooden again from BW Limited Charity Fundraising and CharityTravelPackages.com. I'm sitting out here on my deck. I'm not in the office today. Got the bamboo going on behind me. It's nice and cool. So I was thinking about something and I thought, well, why not do a video blog? Even if I'm sitting here, I can still talk to you and still help you. So long story short, recently we've talked to a whole bunch of different committees. Delaware, Maryland, Southern Maryland, Virginia, California, you name it, and they all came up with the same thing. So the best example of this is this. Charity sometimes will do a fundraising event at the end and just accept what happened. They won't go back and diagnose the issues and figure out what they did really wasn't worth it, or that they didn't do the best that they could, and they'll do all this ton of work and get very little for it. Let me give you an example. Recently I talked to a charity who said they did 2 fundraising events. These 2 fundraising events raised, one did $3,000 and one did $5,000, right? So let's look at the $5,000 one. Now, over here you've got $5,000, right? $5,000. You've got how many people helped? Well, 5 people helped. How long did it take them to do that event? Did it plan the event and to actually host it? 4 months. Okay, $5,000 seems like a good amount of money, right? $5,000, 5 people, 4 months. So 5 people. Let's take the 5,000, divide it into the 5 people into 5,000, comes down to $1,000 each. How many months? 4. Okay, let's divide 1,000 by 4. Those people worked for $250 a month for 4 months. My common joke is, to tell you what, tell those 4 people if they come work for me, I'll pay them $10,000 if they work for me for that same amount of time for that little bit of money. Now, is it really worth it, $250 a month? Wouldn't you sooner just cut a check and be done with it and that's it? You can't accept failure. The problem is most charities will accept their fate, and they won't ever want to do more. And it scares the hell out of them from a guy like me who says, hey, I'm a big professional fundraiser. So the reality of it is, you have to analyze what you're doing. You've got to look and see if it really was worth it. Don't just get to the event, do the event, and accept it. Make changes. You've got to make changes. The real proof is that charity fundraising has changed, ladies and gentlemen. It has changed drastically. Marketing, an event, venue. For instance, I just got off the phone with Heather from Martin's East in Baltimore County. It's a place where I do a ton of events. That's an incredible venue. You got to understand that in order to not accept failure, you got to make changes. And some of the changes are what? I talked about this. Venue and menu. Venue and menu. The venue and the menu are extremely important to the final result of the event. Why? Well, is $5,000 worth it? No, we've already established that, right? $5,000 is not worth 4 people working or 5 people working for 4 months. No, it's not worth it. Why even do it, right? So, also, by the way, let's talk about accepting that failure. Sidebar here, it's the way my brain works. Let's talk about accepting that failure. Once you accept that failure and you move forward, you are going to be stuck in that level of fundraising. You are always going to be right then and there, right at the $5,000, $6,000 mark. You're never going to make the jump. All of a sudden, if that same event, all these rich people come in. This is what charities like to think. All these rich people are going to come in and they're going to spend bajillion dollars, and then you're going to make all this money. No, you're always going to make $5,000. Plus, the problem of that is this. Once you make $5,000, it's not going to be enough. You're going to have to do another event right on top of it, and another event. It's almost like building blocks, right? Building these blocks. You have to do a ton of events, ton of fundraisers to get to where you need to be. Okay, let's just talk about, let's say, Rebecca Latshaw. You know Rebecca Latshaw? Go to our website, watch the video, and Rebecca's the rep. She comes up and says, "Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm one of the reps." She's on the front page of the website. Watch that video. Rebecca's got a soccer team, right? They have a soccer team. These folks do thousands of millions of fundraisers, but they're making a little bit at each time. The problem is that, can you imagine the work? It takes more work to do all these million fundraisers than to do one big gargantuan one, blow, like that, in order to make a maximum amount of money. Don't accept failure. Make the changes. Watch my video blogs. I'm going to tell you what's the most important thing about a fundraising event that actually spells the success. Ticket price, right? The cornerstone of any great event is the venue and the menu. Why? Because people are attracted to that. Don't accept failure. If you've had an event, take this time now, press pause, do whatever you got to do, go back, look at the numbers, and what I'm talking about is the net, the profit. Look at the numbers. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Did you make a lot of money or a little bit? And don't lie to yourself, okay? The other part of it is accepting failure. I just saw this the other day too. I was helping a charity up in Delaware, and they wheeled in a ton of gift baskets, and I turned to my client and said, oh my God, these gift baskets again. You know, I was thinking about taking a picture and posting and saying, oh my God, gift baskets again. Here they are. Well, you got to understand, these things, from taking my advice, these things are not returning money. You got to understand it. You can't continue to repeat the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. What is that? Insanity, right? Insanity, it means repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You're not. And in fact, every time you accept failure, you do another fundraiser exactly like that, what's going to happen is the money's going to drop and drop and drop and drop, because people are tired of you reaching into their pockets. Time for a change. Don't accept failure. Big, huge, successful is in your grasp. All you got to do is grab it. What you got to do, I'm telling you. So if you'd like to do that, you want to know how to hold big fundraisers or whatever, just call me. I'm right on the other end of that phone that's sitting in front of you. 410-658-8808. Check out the website, the video, Rebecca, www.bwunlimited.com. Check us out on Facebook. If you want to email me, ask me questions, tell me how much of a great haircut I have, email me, george@bwunlimited.com. Like us on Facebook, our fan page. Tell your friends about us. Come to one of our events if you don't believe me. I'll show you. All you got to do is come see it. Seeing is believing, right? So, thanks. I'm going to sit back here, drink me a nice cold iced tea, enjoy the weather, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. I'm yours in fundraising. See ya.